Hello, 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 everybody. It's Lorraine from portalhouse.co. I was given this magnificent printable as a gift from Cargo Stitch Co. I will link her channel below. She sells on Etsy as Pixel Scribe. No, I can't really. I think Studio. I will link her shop below as well. Let me page through this so you can see what she sent me. Doesn't it remind you of Edith Holden? It's gorgeous. Look at that. Now these ones are printed on cardboard, white cardboard. I made a few boo-boos on the printing as well, but I will show you what I did and how we're going to repair that, or try to repair that. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this. Look at this. Stunningly, stunningly beautiful. Okay. Now, she does a thing where she makes, I called them tearables, so as in tearing the paper. So she made, but then I realized it sounds like terribles. So instead of calling them tearables, I'm going to call them fragments, or layered fragments for layering. So what she does is she tears out bits and bobs of this, just tearing it out, inks it up, and then layers that on clusters and things in her book pages and in her journal pages. And it's beautiful. I will do one just to give you an example of what she does. So I'm going to do this small little bird here. She does this. She tears that out. And not all of them are square or anything. They come in all sort of shapes and sizes. So she tears that out. She inks it up. And then she uses that as the focal element either on a journal page or in a cluster. And the stuff that she makes is beautiful. I'm not going to redo her video. I'm not going to redo what she has done. Because I believe that honor belongs to her. What she did there was beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? As a little thing, that can be a pocket. It can just be a straight decoration. It can go on a tag. It can go in a cluster. So she tears out all these pictures and make fragments from them. Beautiful, beautiful kit to do exactly that. And very much in line with junk journaling, as in the Edith Holden type feel. All right. Now what I did as well is two things. I made a printing error firstly. So these are printed on white cardstock. This I printed on, it's a slight green cardstock. But I got that from the Chinese shop, and these did not print really well. Let me show you because I reprinted them on white paper because I didn't have any more cardstock. So this one is this one. So that was just a printing. It's like it smudges on the printing. And then this one looks like that. That's what it should look like. And this was my mess that I printed on. So I'm going to try to rescue these. I recently bought myself some really cool, a pack of acrylic paints. And I really want to get playing with that. I also did one other thing. Let me put that just to the side for a moment. I also printed these on book page. Thank you, Mr. Wilbur Smith. Great pages. Right, so I printed this on book page. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to paint on this and see if I can bring out the picture a little bit more from the page. But then it also gives me texture on my painting. And then, like, for instance, this would be a tag, this would be a tag, that can be a tag, note card or a tag. And so each one of them lends themselves to, look at that, as a journaling card or a tag. So that's what I'm planning to do with these. All right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with, let's see, which one do we want to do? I quite like that bunny. And let's see these. It's very small. I'm a little bit scared for the camera on that. Okay, let's do the 2 bunny pages. All right. I am going to keep her originals within my view so that I can see what they are supposed to look like. And by that, I don't mean that I'm going to be able to recreate them exactly. I just mean that I want to see the original coloring, because this is significantly smaller than the first one. So there's one, and there's the other one. Okay, so those are my 2 examples. All right, I will come back to this as well. All right, so let me just put these aside. All right, now one thing at a time. So let's start practicing on the small ones, and then I can go maybe to the bigger one. All right, so there's my example of the big page, and here is my smaller version. I think I'm going to zoom in. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the bigger page if I do that. Don't know how to zoom in here. All right, sorry guys, can't zoom in. All right, so I'm going to take a really small brush. Let's start with that. I'm going to get some paint out. All right, I'm just going to put white in my middle here, and I'll get to the green in a moment. All right, so let's take a little bit of purple and a little bit of white. More white. I don't have all the tools that I need for painting. So at the moment, that's why I haven't actually made anything or made a video of it, because I realized that's probably not the right way, but I'm burning to try these. Right, I probably need wet wipes. Guys, I'm trying this as well. So I will post it either way, because I believe there's something to be learned in every video. But I'm also not sure if this will work. All right, so it's not a guaranteed success. All right, now let's see if we can do something on that purple. This is too wet. I'm not trying to recreate this precisely, okay? I'm not, and also this is not painted paper, meaning it's not a watercolor paper or something along those lines. Right, I've got a lot more purple than what I needed. All right, I might get to the others in a bit. All right, next one I'm going to try is green. Let me take a lot less of the green. I don't know if that's a lot less. And I'm going to put a little bit of brown with it, because this green is really bright. So I'm going to just tone that down. All right, so I'm going to mix all of this. I want a sort of a vintage green, not a bright green. You see, now it's going to brown. All right, let me get, okay, that's a very browny color. All right, let me get some more green in there. All right, that's a really dark green. And now I'm going to just mix a little bit of a lighter one on the side here. All right, so let's try that. I'm going to use some of this brighter green. All right. Shall I zoom in for you? No, I have no idea how to zoom in for you. I have a much finer brush here, and another one here, so I'm thinking to use that perhaps for these small minute details. All right, let's try that. Okay, I've zoomed in for you now. And perhaps you can see better what I'm doing here. I get so lost in what I do sometimes that I forget that I'm recording. I don't forget that I'm recording. I forget to check the screen to see if what I'm doing is actually in the screen. So this green is obviously a lot brighter than, so I thought it was still not bright enough, but this is obviously still very bright. Guys, I'm not in a hurry to paint this. It's me playing, right? And I'm just making a video to share it with you. Firstly, to tell you about Cargo Stitch Co, who is an extremely nice person. She's a faith-based crafter, and she has a free printable that you can print if you want to do Bible study. So go to her channel, have a look at that. And then she's got an Etsy shop with loads and loads and loads of printables, and a lot of them are in this Edith Holden type style. So if you like the Edith Holden look, these are magnificent. So I'm not going to try and chat the whole time. I'm just sharing the process. She does different things. She does needlework things, and she does different types of crafts, but her journal stuff is gorgeously beautiful. The small brush might not be the best idea. Okay, after I finish with these leaves here, I just want to sit back and have a look first and see if it is something that I'm liking so far. Am I liking what I'm doing? But I suppose I should give it a chance to the end before I judge. So how are we liking it so far? There's the original. Let me just take this so I don't make it wet. There's the original. Let me just move this paint out of the way. And there's the painted version. I am actually quite liking this. And I can see texture on here, which I like very much. Let me take the bigger brush again. This is full of green now. I'm going to do that purple again, because it was too watery when I did it the first time. I like that. I like that. I'm going to use the same purple here, although I do understand that this is actually pink. So let's start with just blobs there. Blob. 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 I'm not even every time covering all the picture. I'm just sometimes kind of using this as a type of a shading in there. Although some of them I have too much paint on my brush and then that happens. I like that. I like that. Alright. That one might need a little bit more. What do you think so far, guys? I'm going to do this green on here. Just like fast and not precise. Okay. Look at the frog and the grasses. Everywhere where I don't paint exactly what was on the page, that just acts as like extra texture to, or extra background. So it gives it more dimension. So don't be afraid to just play, That's all this is. It's just me playing. Right now, that green there seems to have a little bit of yellow in it. So I'm going to see if I can put a little bit of yellow water. Okay, let's take some of this brown. As you can see, the white etc. is still shining through, so the shading in the original picture is still there. I'm not covering it completely. If you want to be very precise, you might want to go over this with a black marker or something in the end. If you want to be more precise than what I'm doing. I will see at the end if I feel anything is not standing out, and then possibly try to redefine that. But I don't have an extremely thin black marker, so I don't want to go in and make a mess of this. I like that. Look at that. I like that. Made a bit of a boo-boo there. So you shall just have to have a bigger ear now. This is not a fine arts lesson, people. It's just me playing. Okay. I think this brush is too wet. Some paint on there. So either Esther is going to love this from Cargo Stitch, or she's going to hate it. What did you do to my printable? I didn't want to redo her video. You understand? I didn't want to redo what she had already done, which is, I asked her how she did that, and then she made a video to show how she did that. And I loved it, and that is what I want to do with this. But I don't want to remake her video. I need you guys to go watch what she did separately. All right, I've just got some grasses here. If we paint enough of these, then we can paint Edith Holden paintings. With enough practice, we can paint like Edith Holden. Wouldn't that be cool? I wonder if this is some of Edith Holden's work, like not published, or I'm wondering about that. Maybe it's not exactly Edith Holden. It's easy to say it looks like Edith Holden when you don't have Edith Holden in front of you. Maybe if you do a direct comparison with Edith Holden papers, directly with you, it might look different. Oh, that was a mess. I put too much paint on there, so now I'm just trying to use some of it. I want to do a video about colours, about which colours goes together, and I should probably not paint in that video. I just realised it. I've never painted on camera before. It's always just been something I did sort of on my own. I'm going to make another leaf in here because I'm messed up, so I'm going to make another leaf in here. Matters. All right. I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this one for right now. I'm wondering if I can show you the texture. I don't know if you will be able to see this texture on the paper now. Look at that. Now there's the original bunny, and there's the new bunny, and there's the original purple flower, and there's the new purple flower, and there's the original frog, and there's the new frog, and let me get this. There's the original, maybe I should just zoom out. There's the original pink flower, which is now a purple flower. Right, and now I'm planning to either make them fragments or just plain journal cards. So I'm going to do that on all of those. It's taking too long for me to go and do all of these. If I do all of them, then I will insert that at the end of the video. But for now, this is the video. All right, I wanted to tell you about these ones, the ones that I printed on the, sorry. Oh, hold on, it's not those, it's here. These ones. I was thinking of doing the exact same thing, like painting these by looking at the original. So you've already got this sort of blurry background, and then you can make like tags from that, and then just paint this and enhance this. I'm wondering if I should give that a quick go. That one. I do want to do the bee, but I want to do the bee when I have a better grasp of the medium. All right, so we're going to do that one. I'm going to make these ones here very purple, although the original is more of a blue color. I need a smaller brush. Very purple, very purple. I'm going to go from the inside out. Okay, now the middle is sort of a short burst of purple thingies. Alright, and then the middle is sort of a green yellow. More green than yellow. I think this color would be okay. The original has sort of a, what do you call it, pollen, things that pollen sits on, but I can't paint that. I'm going to do this, and then I think I'm going to bring yellow into that. Sort of smudgy like that, just to give the impression that it is yellow. I quite like that it's standing up like that. Right, and then these outsides are also sort of greenish yellow. Okay, now I'm just going to give each one of them just a slight bit of green, just a line or two of green in there, as if the light source is from this side. What I mean by that is if you imagine that the sun is shining from this direction, where would the shade be, and where would it be darker shades, and where would it be lighter shades? But I'm not trying precision at the moment, I'm just trying to give the impression of a little bit of shading. Okay, now I'm moving towards the lighter green here on my palette. What I mean by that is I've got a darker green and I've got a lighter green. Sorry, the lighter shading on that. I don't know how to show you. Maybe like that. I don't know how to show you. Sorry. So I've got a darker green and a lighter green. So now because I'm closer to the light source or the direction that the light is coming from, I'm using the lighter green right now. That one was a mistake. But nobody will know. Alright, now I'm going to go towards that brownish green that I originally mixed. Now again, remember my light is coming from here, so that was the dark green. This is a lighter green. It's too much. And then on the left, I'm going to put some of the darker green. Give it a bit of a mix there in the middle. Not sure, guys. Not sure. All right. I'm just painting scribblies in there. I'm not trying to be, because there's even some of that writing there, I believe. So I'm just making it a part of the picture. And some of that darker green for there. Okay, so now I'm just painting sort of in general like a little bit of leaf shapes sticking out from here. Just me trying to make it more leafy for the places where I've made mistakes. Okay, you get the general idea. So it looks nothing like the original now. There's the original. There's the painted one. But wouldn't that look extraordinary on a tag? Maybe I should just make that a tag for the video. Let me get my scissors. Not done, but just to give you an idea of what I mean. Like that. I'm just going to cut the corner there. Cut the same corner on this side. There's the tag. Let's get some ink. I don't know where my dogger is right now. Alright, I'm just going to do this for now. Okay, that idea as a tag. Even if I just do that, you know, like I will now go over that with black marker to fix what I did and just finish the leaves perhaps. Let me continue. Maybe I can figure out a way to speed up the video and show you guys everything. So I'll just continue and hope to find a way to show you guys what I did. Okay, the original picture has a ladybug right there. Even if there's bits that I leave out like that one, it doesn't distract from, it makes it look like it was meant to be that way. I don't know if I would call this the final product. I would need to sit on it and see if I love it in the end. But I love the idea of this. I love the idea of taking an existing printable. Because like when you look at these printables, your hand just itches to paint something. Well, that's what happened with me. Even just that. Look at that. Let's paint that ladybug in there. Get some red paint. Alright. Alright, now let's get some red on there. I need my original to see exactly what I'm looking at. Okay, this is very red. That one is not so very red. Okay. Just a smidge of white paint, of black paint, and I'm just going to put a dot. Actually, that's too small. I'm going to use the back side of the paintbrush. Okay, and then I need to paint the head part. There's too much water on my brush, but it will dry. It's okay. I'm just going to go around that. Alright, and then give him little feet. Right, actually now that I have the black here, I'm going to use that to just enhance some of the shapes. Not sure if I'm messing it up all. I should probably be sticking to junk journaling and not try painting on camera. I'm not so bad at painting. This is just not my, it's new paint and it's painting over another painting, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so as you see, I'm not doing everything. I'm just giving hints. The human eye has an ability to fill in a picture. So you don't need to paint exactness. You just need to give suggestions that the human eye can fill in. So I'm just trying to give suggestions. Okay, now the flowers, I need to look very specifically at them to try to recreate them. Secret question. There. What do you think of that, guys? What do you think of that? I think this has potential. And now I should take the original away completely because that just shows the flaws in what I've done. You know, like what's not right. But now look at that. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful tag? If you just take a word now there that says, I don't know, silence, garden, summer, spring, spring has sprung, hear the birds. You can even put a little bird on here somewhere. Isn't that a beautiful little tag? Let me show you those other ones I've made. Where are they now? Smudged it on my, look at that. Okay, so let me move this paint tray away. Look at that. Obviously I've not done that. Maybe I should do this. Fold it like that for the picture. I'm quite chuffed. There's a lot of things here that I like quite a lot. I'm not happy with the purple flowers here. I could have been more careful, but it was blurry. But those I'm really happy with. They look really nice. The bunny, etc., looks really nice. I do think that I could probably do a little bit of black paint fixing on the bunny, but I don't want to overdo it. And then it loses its possibly with a black marker. Or let's see if this works. This is the thinnest black marker that I have. So I think I'm not going to do everything. I'm just going to make, again, suggestions. yeah, just like that. Nothing major, just an ink stroke or two. I'll do the same on that one. That's the results, guys. Please tell me what you think. Thank you.